Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, I've just got back from E3 and I had a chance to go hands-on with Black Ops 3, and what's more, I was able to capture it. So what you're going to see in the background is some footage from the 3 different games I played. I played some Hardpoint, some Domination, and some Capture the Flag. And what I want to do in this video is basically just talk over the top of it, talk about how Black Ops 3 feels, talk about some of the new features, things like movement, the specialists, and a few different things like that, and just generally kind of give you an idea of what I think about it having now played it. So, with that being said, let's begin with one of the hot topics, the movement. Now, movement in Black Ops 3, in fact if you dial it back to Advanced Warfare for example, Advanced Warfare's always had a clear divide. People that do like and embrace the exosuit, and then people that don't like it and would prefer kind of COD to go back to like its roots and just sort of be a lot more grounded. So obviously when Black Ops 3 was announced and people saw sort of the boost jumping and the wall running, and they were like, oh, surely this is just like Advanced Warfare minus the exosuit plus like a boost jump, or you know, like some kind of Titanfall clone or something like that. But having now played it, I'll tell you for a fact that while you can still boost jump, it does not feel like an exosuit, and while the wall running may share similarities with things like Titanfall, it still feels in Black Ops 3 like its own thing. See, the way that it works with the boost jump is that on the bottom of the screen you have this semicircle, or this kind of like semicircle bar, and this is effectively your boost meter. If you simply press and hold the jump button, you'll float up for a little bit longer, and then your boost meter will deplete, and you then fall back down. Now this is not to be mistaken for a jetpack. You can't use this to kind of like fly around the level, or stay in the air for any sort of like lengthy periods of time. What this is instead is more of like a float jump. For example, if there's a gap, or like, you know, somewhere you're trying to sort of jump for like a little bit longer, if you hold down the jump button, you instead sort of float for a little bit further, but alternatively, you can manage this in a different way. If you then press jump twice, you can get a double jump, and that will typically deplete your meter. Or if you're really clever and you manage your bar in the right way, you get a few more consecutive like bunny hops if you then spam the button really fast. And while that doesn't equate to a quadruple jump, it does allow you to kind of like get sort of 3 or 4 mini bunny hops off, which is pretty good if you're trying to dodge bullets, or you're trying to sort of like traverse the environment and maybe sort of like, you know, move a little bit faster. The point is, the boost meter is there for you to manage however you see fit. So as I said, if there's a situation where you want to float, or you want to kind of do a slightly longer, you know, more floaty jump, then you've got the option, or if you want to just double jump to get over like an obstacle, then that too is an option. This also ties nicely into the wall running. Just like how it works in Titanfall, you basically sprint towards a wall and jump at it, and you then cling onto it, and you begin running. You can then jump off on a parallel wall and continue the wall run, and you can then repeat this cycle if the environment permits it. Some levels were obviously better than others. They were like the one you're seeing here, for example, has like a nice walkway where you can jump from left to right to left to right. But there were other ones where wall running was, say, more useful if you were trying to, say, avoid like being shot at. Like maybe you're getting shot at from behind, so you quickly jump on a wall, run to the side, and maybe sort of, you know, you can survive the encounter. Point is, it feels really, really good, really fluid, and I think the way that it works in Black Ops 3, it definitely feels like its own game, and it feels really smooth when trying to sort of like traverse the environment. You know, if you're trying to get from like point A to point B, and there's like obstacles in the way, you know, the freedoms kind of combine like floating jumps and double jumps means that it's so easy to kind of like traverse the environment. Like no obstacles feel like they're kind of in your way, so to speak, and the sort of jumping itself doesn't feel clunky, it doesn't feel like you're being kind of weighed down or anything. And it's just a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, just sort of having done it myself, I've got to say that, you know, I was a big fan of the original Titanfall. I played it a hell of a lot. And I'm going to say, personally, I think that the wall running and the sort of like double jumping or the boost jumping in this feels better than Titanfall. Like, I think it just works really, really well. I mean, I only got a chance to play sort of 3 different maps, 2 of which didn't necessarily give me that many opportunities to do wall running, so I'm really interested to see whether they have like a map that's maybe sort of like really vertical or like really long, with loads of sort of like passageways where it does like actually promote wall running. But the point is, the fact that it is in there, and the fact that I've used it in sort of like a contained environment, I can say for a fact that it is really, really good fun, really fluid, feels really good, and I think it is going to be a really good asset in gameplay. So, that being said, movement is just one aspect. Let's talk about specialists. Now, specialists, you may well have seen the trailer, for example, when you saw like the robot running around with the arm that opens up, or like you've seen different people with like bows and hoods and things. Specialists are basically like different sort of characters that you can play as, and you can select them before a match, and they have kind of different sort of perks. Now, this is not to be confused with, say, like your typical loadout. You still make your own loadout with, you know, your weapons, your sights, you know, your attachments, whatever kind of specials you want, like grenades and flashbangs and things like that. That still remains the same. And you obviously also still choose, you know, like your kill streaks and different things like that. But specialist is like a third tier. You look through the characters, and they all have unique appearances, but they also have some unique moves. For example, the guy that I'm playing as, the robot guy, he has a sort of like special where once it's charged up, you can then open up his arm and it turns into like a big Gatling gun. And that thing kind of like blitzes through the enemies, and that is a really powerful move. But it only lasts for, say, like 15-20 seconds, and then it needs to cool down and sort of like recharge before I can use it again. Alternatively, in the Capture the Flag match, I actually switched over to another character, and she has a compound bow. You can then fire this, and it has sort of like explosive arrows, and if you charge it up, you can fire a slightly straighter shot, and if I was actually decent with my aiming, I probably would have killed someone with it. Either way, the point is each of these characters has sort of like a special move that is unique to them that also allows you to kind of like turn the tide in battle, and you can sort of like see it as a like mini power weapon in that respect. They seem to charge up gradually throughout the match, but obviously the more kills you get or the kind of like more, you know, effort you put into the game, it seems like it charges a little bit faster. So if you were looking for a comparison, I suppose you could liken it to say like the super bar in say Destiny or something like that, but either way, again, it just feels really good. Now besides that, there's not really a lot more I want to talk about in this video for the time being. I just want to kind of give you guys a chance to sort of like see some gameplay, you know, see some combat in action, see some movement, all that kind of stuff like that, so that way you can kind of make your own mind up. So for the time being, I'm going to leave you guys to watch a little bit more gameplay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the new movement and some of the sort of like new specialists. And thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.
Authorization.
Securing Bravo. Losing Alpha. Securing B. All flags secured. Maintain current posture. Enemy has A. Enemy took C. Securing A. A locked down. Lightning strike coordinates. Waving inbound. Losing B. Securing C.
Effect EKIA.
UAV departing AO.
All flags secured. Maintain current posture.
On standby.
UAV.
UAV departing AO.
Wasted!
CUAV mission timeline 50% check. UAV power level low.
Losing C. We're winning this fight.
On this unit's transponder.
We lost Charlie.
Rate is silent running. Rate kill.
Losing Bravo. Securing Charlie.
System on standby.
Losing Alpha. All flags secured. Maintain current posture. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.